Good afternoon and welcome to the Judiciary and License Committee meeting of Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. First thing up, we call to order. We've done that. Citizen comments. Are there any citizens who are not on the agenda tonight who have comments they'd like to make? If not, we'll move on to the next thing, and that's the approval of the February 6th, 2024 minutes. Do I have a motion? Motion by...
Motion.
Second. Yeah, do it backwards on me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Motion by Rebecca, second by the gentleman from the 4th Ward, which that's all I'm going to give him. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so carried. Next up is the consent agenda. And on the consent agenda tonight, we've got item A, applications for secondhand article dealer license and secondhand jewelry dealer license from AJ's Buy, Sell, and Pawn Shop, 135 South Central Avenue. Item B, application for transient merchant application for a renewal by Anderson, February 28th, 2024. Okay, those are what we have. What are your wishes?
So moved.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. And next up is item number 5, revocation hearing of Betty Suttles. She has the option of being in open or closed session. Is Betty here? Betty's not here. Counselor, do we need a motion to go into a session anyway?
I don't think
Or
that
to
you need to go
discuss
into
it?
closed session. I think you can basically have the hearing by a presentation of the report and
Okay.
then make your findings and go from there based on a default.
That being the case, Chief, you are going to give the report? All right, I will turn the floor over to the chief.
Thank you. This is a reconsideration hearing for Betty Suttles. We were requested to have 6-month reviews when she was approved approximately 6 months ago. Unfortunately, since that time, she's been arrested a couple of times. On July 18th, actually, that was when the meeting was. She was arrested a couple of times on OWI and interlock, failure to install interlock device, and also felony bail jumping. So based on that, I'd ask that you consider those arrests in reissuing her a bartender's license.
Counselor?
I don't usually get involved in these. I just want to make sure for clarification. You indicated she was arrested. Have there been convictions as of this time?
Yeah, I believe on those 2 citations they were.
Okay. So you're able to tell the body that there were convictions.
Yes.
What was the date on the most current charges, Chief?
Yeah, that I'm sorry I don't have with me on the dates.
I see the paper
I don't have that in the
on 2/12, but I don't see the date that the violation actually took place.
I'm sorry I don't have that with me.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
I have the report that shows the contact dates were October 18th and September 18th.
Okay. Okay, so the sequence of events was we granted her a license
In July.
in
right.
July.
And then October,
And then October, she was arrested
and
again.
she was cited, and without having, and I apologize, without having the paperwork with me, I don't know for sure that was actually found guilty or not. So.
Okay. So at sometime within that time period, though, she was arrested.
Twice, yeah.
What do you?
I think you want to verify a conviction date because there's a different standard that gets applied under the statute if there's an arrest as compared to a conviction. It's only a very remote circumstance where you can use an arrest. So unfortunately, if we don't have verification of that and some way of somebody to say these offenses occurred and they were convicted, my recommendation is that you basically continue this hearing to another date and get that on the record unless someone has it.
Becky, go ahead.
Can you look at CCAP for that? Because I'm looking at something for her Wood County. And this is 2/16/24 judgment of conviction, Gary Potter, and that was on the bail jumping felony. There was multiple ones listed in a row, and I guess that's the one I picked
Where are you
to
getting
look
that?
at. I'm looking at CCAP. The next one, OWI. OWI, that says charge dismissed, operating with PAC, whatever, guilty due to no contest plea, but operating while revoked, charge dismissed, charge read in but dismissed, dismissed to prosecutor's motion. I mean, are you able to look on there, Chief, and be able to tell what all that means?
Good. Counselor, go ahead, please.
Let me explain how I think you should handle that then, and I appreciate that you've identified that. It would probably be best if the chief can verify that and say that based
'cause I
on
don't know what it
CCAP,
means.
that those records show it's normal in an OWI situation for the either the OWI or the PAC to be dismissed as part of the conviction, because only one, even though you get convicted of both, you only get a penalty for one. So when those cases are processed, it's typical for the court to approve an agreement where one's thrown out and the other one's found guilty. So that sounds like what happened. So based on the representations, it appears to be a CCAP. If the chief can look at that and say he's verified those convictions, then I think you can move forward with that as being the
If you got it up.
representation.
Chief, it's on, she's got it up on CCAP over here.
Yeah,
if you'd
you
like
can
to
just
view
come
it.
over here and look.
And we'll just sort of float until that happens.
Okay. One question while they're looking at that. She was served to be here today.
Oh, did
From
you
what I
know?
read in here,
Yeah, there was.
does that have any standing in what we're deciding? That she didn't show
Her
up?
failure to not appear is a default, and it would indicate that she's not contesting what's going on in the hearing. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't make your findings and move
Okay.
forward based on.
That's one of the findings we'll
Perfect.
we'll need to talk about.
Thank you.
And then, Jessica, so how many points does she have assessed right now?
We gave her 25 or 20 instead of 25, so she was, it was 45 points.
So she has 45 points right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
then she had 5 points to give away, and she gave away 50,
So, and 25 of that was failure to list or something? And
something like that.
25 points were assessed for her previous alcohol convictions,
Right.
and you'd reduce to failure to list to 20 points for a total of 45.
Okay.
That's correct. And a maximum on a bartender is 50.
Okay. All right, Chief, if you satisfied yourself,
Yeah, February 16th, she was convicted of the PAC. And then, I don't know, Jessica, if you look at the other one. Okay. We know for sure that she was convicted on one.
okay, yeah, so I guess for our purposes, we have to indicate that the chief agrees with what CCAP has printed as far as the most current violation. are
Chief.
concerned. And you left it over there?
And this is the one too that I've seen, judgment of conviction. This is
That's bail jumping,
bail
so,
What's going on here?
so that,
so guilty. And then,
that could be tied to me, not necessarily one related. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
okay,
Okay, so what we have so far is that we agree that she had a license and was, that license was, had 45 points worth of demerits on it. She was granted a license under the condition that we would review it every 6 months. And the next thing is, during that period of time, she committed another violation of the alcohol code, to which we could assess another 25 points, which would put it over and revoke the license. Those are our options. Did I say that correctly, Council?
In terms of option, yeah.
Okay, so that we got the, when the other thing is she was summoned and she didn't she didn't show up for the summons, which is another reason to recommend revocation of the license. Those are all the things I can think of. Did I miss anything?
I mean, I got to be careful because I can't suggest something to be
Right.
used for that reason. But if that's, your option at this point is to make those your findings.
And that's
So
it.
that one, that you issued the license, two, that it had 45 points on it already based on the conditions that were at the time of issuance. That she then had an alcohol violation for which she was convicted on February 16th, which was an OWI. And that she failed to come here and contest any of the findings or presentation of this hearing, which
number
originated
6, right?
ultimately with a proposal that she be
Right.
revoked anyway.
Are you okay with that? You got it? Okay, we would need that, since we were not in a closed session, we can entertain a motion to accept the findings and to revoke the license. Who wants to make that a
Yeah,
motion by Spiros, second by
yes.
Marshall? Discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. And that ends that hearing. We didn't go into closed session, so we don't have to
Hang
go
on,
into
I
open
think-
session. We,
Hang on.
I think you made your findings, and I think you now have to then, if you've accepted those findings, and I'm assuming that the understanding of this body is that they were the ones that I read off as being those.
I assumed that the motion would carry the revocation also.
So I think
but-
somebody should also move them based on those findings. We're going to revoke the.
Okay,
So that's
so-
a separate finding.
Is there any wish to do that?
Yeah, based on the findings, would move to revoke her license.
Yes.
Second.
Motion by Varsho, second by Spiros. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. And down here, do we have any items for future agendas? Anything else to keep the attorney busy? Okay, all right. In that case, having finished our work, I'll declare this meeting adjourned.